Okay, welcome back to MT Treasures SOS, supplementing our Social Security. I have quite a bit of ore here that I need to process, and you can't smelt everything you collect. I mean, I take 200 grams of ore, I smelt it, see if there's anything in there worth smelting, or pan it and see if there's anything worth smelting. But I decided to get a sluice. Now, I bought a Vevo Sluice, basically because it's a 50-inch aluminum sluice with miner's moss matting underneath. And of course, it was on sale too. I needed it. But 3, I have a Vevo laser temperature unit that goes up to about 3,000 degrees. I love this thing. I use it constantly when I'm smelting, especially when I'm cupeling. It makes life a lot easier. And this was actually relatively cheap. It was like 25 bucks. And no, Vevo isn't paying me to do this. I just happen to like this product. And we'll see how much I like the sluice. Well, I had to have a stand for the sluice. So what I did is I went ahead and I built a stand for it. Now this stand is 3 foot long, 3 foot tall, with 3 foot runners on the inside, capped off on each end to form a base to set the sluice on. Vevo recommends dropping it 2.5 inches for runoff, which is pretty much exactly what I did. I put it at 6 inches at the top and 8.5 inches at the bottom. I used 2x4 runners on the inside, measured everything out, so that the sluice fits in actually quite nicely. Okay, so if I take my sluice, and I currently set it into the container, it fits quite nicely. It hangs out over the end here so that I can put my wheelbarrow underneath it with my mining pan. I'll put something heavy in it so that the concentrates flow into my wheelbarrow with my mining pan in it, with some soap in it, so that I can go ahead and take a look at it, get my concentrate, smelt them, and see if we can't get a little more ore with a little less effort with having to crush and smelt every damn thing. All right, and then what I did is I developed this for it. Now what we have on this set is I have a removable cap here. Now the reason I put a removable cap on here is because I've worked with other things like swamp coolers that run this type of system, which is where I actually got this ideal. You hook a hose and it runs this runs through holes down into filters. But what happens is you get a lot of, I don't care if you're on city water or on well water, but the facts are is that you're going to get dirt and debris in there, and it's really difficult to clean out unless you actually have something you can screw on the internal water and just blow everything out. And if I have to clear out those holes because of scale and lime, then I need a way to blow all that scale and lime out so they don't replug the holes. So what I did is I went down here and I attached a valve so I can control the amount of water flow that comes out of that pipe onto my sluice, and went down here and attached the end to screw on the hose. And what will happen is this piece will fit on the back of the sluice here. Let's pop it in there, which fits quite nicely actually. And that will allow me, I will screw it down with clamps in place here. And that will allow, that will attach this to the side of my unit, allowing me to control my water and allowing my sluice to function. And if I need more water, it's just a simple twist of the knob right there to apply more water. All right. Yeah, it's a Vevo Sluice, 50 inches long. This was designed specifically for that. But I have a friend who is interested in the sluice, and she's thinking about doing her own and wants to drop by and see how it functions, and we'll see, and I'll help her with hers because she's just starting this looking for gold, and so we believe in helping each other out in the Northern Nevada AU crew. Okay, so welcome back. Right now, you're looking at my wheelbarrow. I sprayed it with Flex Seal. It didn't leak very much, but, it looked like it was starting to rust. So I sprayed the entire side of my wheelbarrow with the Flex Seal to help waterproof it. And I put my pan in there at the end of my sluice with a piece of chromite rock, which they use to help strengthen steel. It's pretty heavy. And it should help hold the pan down in the bottom of the wheelbarrow as I'm running the ore through my little chute here. Okay, this ought to be pretty good. I need this for the simple reason that, I have a lot of ore here, and the ore may or may not have gold in it. But you can't smelt, hundreds or thousands of pounds of ore. So as you look, you will see that I have attached the piping with fittings to help hold it in place. Now this whole stand and piping went together perfectly. And it has been my experience that when something goes that well, yeah, you're probably going to be in a little bit of trouble. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the water and get away from it, and in case something goes wrong, because I will be impressed if everything works out perfectly. Well, water seems to be running out of it anyway, so what we're going to do is I put on the valve so that I can control the amount of water that comes out of here. And yeah, it seems to leak like a sieve here. Yeah, I think I may need to get underneath this thing, and I got to fix this. It looks like I'm going to have to use some type of caulking to hold the seams together, because this thing folds up, and it seems to be leaking like a sieve right now. So yeah, this is not going to be acceptable. We'll come back when I get this little problem fixed. Like I said, there's always something.
This is our friend Renee, and she is going to run this dirt through our sluice, but she hadn't clarified the stuff yet.
Where did the ore come from?
Let's see. This came from, I believe, Urington, somewhere around there. That's what I was told. So, maybe a mixture of the hay. You don't turn down free ore.
No, you don't.
And what you're going to do is wait for the sluice to fill here.
Okay.
All right. Now what you're going to have to do is rubber mat's going to collect bubbles.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
So what I'm doing is I'm removing the bubbles off the black mat. Now when you put your ore on, put your ore on the black mat.
Let me know when you want to start.
You can start anytime you like. Yeah, that's it. Just put it across that black mat. Because the black mat will collect any time. That'll be your first evidence of gold.
Between the black mat?
No, just keep loading.
Keep blowing? Alright, I know.
And we're on a well, and this water is going to run down to our big old apple trees and help go ahead and water those.
And we're going to lift up the Hungarian ripples. We're going to rinse those too, because there's a lot of, I definitely see pyrite. If you crush it, if it bends, it's gold. If it breaks, it's pyrite.
Panning part goes, I think they're in 3 sections. if you pull that off the bolt, you'll see, I think it's 3 or 2 sections of that. Yeah, I'd roll it. See where it breaks, where it bends, that's where it would end again. So there you go.
I'll go ahead and clean this one off first. One more time, and then I'll go ahead and do a visual inspection
Yes.
and make sure nothing's caught up in there, no gold.
That's a pretty hardy little mat, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's holding on to the rocks. I noticed that. So I'll do a visual inspection.
And then there's another mat underneath that, the
I
blue
saw
mat,
that.
yeah. To catch even the smaller stuff, so.
Okay, I'm gonna call that one clean. Go ahead and call that clean once the
Yeah.
river stuff. There's not a lot of black sand. It really isn't.
No,
Because those sulfites ate up everything.
yeah. So unfortunately, the sulfites make it really difficult to pan. So unless they're pickers or they're just fine flakes, it's going to be really hard to go ahead and see. So definitely got to roast it if it's got sulfites in it. We should have separated.
Okay, this is Renee's ore, and what I have done is I have panned it down to concentrates. There was quite a bit of it in there. So I panned it down the best I could concentrates. We're going to dry it out, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roast it, and then we're going to smelt it. And we're going to see if this ore has any value at all in it. All right, this is Renee's ore. There's what's left of the smelt, and there's what we crushed up. I put in 15 grams of lead and got 0 back. I have no lead at all in this thing. That's too bad. Sometimes you make a buck, sometimes you spend one. Okay, I didn't smelt Renee's ore because I couldn't find the lead prill. I found nothing. Apparently when I hit it, this lead prill hit the ground and I didn't see it. I was looking down, saw it, picked it up, started smashing it out, and there you go. There's my lead. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and smelt this down and see if Renee's ore had anything in it. I can't believe I lost this lead prill. But hey, I found it, and we're going to smelt it down and see what she got. End of the video. Love this. Well, I smelted down Renee's ore, and although there was a large lead prill, unfortunately, we didn't get anything. And that was too bad. I was hoping for better. You know, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead, subscribe, hit that like button, and we will continue to run ore and see what we come up with. We are finding ore, just unfortunately not in this particular batch.